Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Ironman episode. Today I'm still kind of running off the high of the previous one. We got ourselves 99 crafting and magic in the previous episode, which is kind of a lot of weight off my shoulders. I now get to rearrange my attention into areas that I have been neglecting for a bit. So for today, first things first, I'm going to do myself a farm run. Fortunately, I don't need to use the Lunar Spellbook anytime soon, and with the newfound ability of the Magic Cape, I can just swap things over. I find for doing farm runs in particular, the standard spellbook is kind of my preference at the moment. Once I start getting access to Harmony Island and things like that, the spellbook swap ability is kind of nice, considering that's on the Arceus one and things kind of get out of hand. But just for a typical tree run, the standard spellbook works quite nicely. So first things first, I'm going to get stuck into that tree run. That'll allow us to get 79 farming, and I'm very much interested in getting that because there is something in particular that I would like to grow quite a few of. There is 79 farming. We can now, of course, grow ourselves dwarf weed, which equates to ranging potion, something that I'm consistently struggling to keep on top of. To be fair, it's not necessarily the dwarf weed that I'm struggling to upkeep, it's more the Wines of Zami. I kind of hope in the future they add that to a drop table that I'm like happy with, because like, I don't know man, going out to the wilderness, it feels like it's weird. The world is like this weird mix of like a private server, but it's dangerous, so it's kind of almost justified. I have quite a poor relationship with the wilderness, so I don't generally go out there, so any level that we get closer to 85 is always a bonus. I think once I get to 85, my enthusiasm for the skill may jump up a lot, as well as once we can do the spirit tree seeds up in that top end in the farming guild. I think once I've got that unlocked, that is when we'll hit the turbo farming mode. And all I think I'll need for that spirit tree seed is like 83 farming for the seed itself. Once I have access to the top section with 85, that's, I believe, all I'll need. So actually looking forward to that. Zora is a bit of a nice little money snake in the past, but these days I see it as like a farming XP snake. It's allowed me to bank quite a lot. So if I get myself a bunch of farm runs done, I should be able to get a lot of experience. I honestly can't be bothered with Calquats. I don't know if it's just me, but like, it's so out of the way I can't be asked planting them, but that's a lot of experience just in that one little stack. But across like the palm trees, the papayas, and even the basic yew trees will be nice. I have a bit of a plan in the future to get all of my herbs done. That'll involve thieving, but we'll leave that for the future because there's plenty to do between now and then. If we check in with how the rumors are going, we're approximately 2/3 the way to our goal. Once we receive 100 rumor loot sacks, I will loot them all, make as many moonlit potions as I possibly can, and see if we can clean out the rest of this Slayer task. For a bit of a refresher, I have 249 tormented demons I want to take down today, and I'm pretty confident I will be able to use my Moonlit Moth Mix supply to take those out, and I'll be very surprised if I don't have the supplies to take him out. I'm really hoping I get the next synapse as well as the claws, but the synapse in particular, I've heard really good things about the Scorching Bow, and apparently it can hit like 50s, so like as great as the Bowfire is and everything, I think that'll be a sick unlock to get, and it will make Tormented Demons even more fun to kill. But without further ado, I think it's about time we get our Hunter Grind back into action. 35 rumors to go, starting off with a red Chinchomper task. Okie dokie, Chin task is now complete. Took me 80 Chin Chompers to finish that rumor, but I don't have time to actively play right now, but fortunately things like Valamore exist, as well as having, you know, a nice clean stack of 32,000 darts to work with. That'll allow me to get 91 fletching to begin, and of course, we're not here for no reason. We've got some wealthy citizens to steal from. Kind of testing to see how this goes from an AFK perspective, but so far, so good. We now have hit 79 thieving. I'm not sure how many levels I'll stay here for, but any level's a bonus. I think it's safe to say it passes the AFK test. We've got ourselves our second level, and I really don't feel like I've done a whole lot, which is great. About to get 6-hour logs, so I should probably get through this level up message and reset that one, but at 80 thieving, we can now pickpocket heroes. Amazing. It stalled the pickpocket and I was successful, but I'm probably going to chill here for a couple of more hours depending on how much time I need to burn. But anyway, 80's done, looks much nicer in the skills menu, 2060 total, not too bad. I've had my head bonked like 6 times in a row. Hopefully this goes smoothly. There is 81 thieving complete. I think that is gonna do us for now. Been procrastinating this hunter for a little bit too long, so after this little pickpocket session is done, It is time to get back into the rumors. I was trying to hunt down some antelopes. I came across this bloke here. He kind of reminded me of Time Wasted a bit. Just, one defense pure, kind of a trim skill cape, just smashing things out. But over time, I realized his behavior wasn't exactly natural, and he was kind of reacting to things that I were doing instead of things that he would have been doing. So, unfortunately, I think that one was a bit of a bot. I got like a nostalgic kick in the face, but it was kind of ruined by the fact that it wasn't actually a human playing the account. After I hand in this rumor, we're going to get ourselves to 95 Hunter. The question is, did we get 100 rumors beforehand? There is the 95 kicking into effect. Can't really catch anything new, but no, we only got to 85, so 15 more to go. Although on the good side, we've got ourselves a bunch of Moonlight Moth mixes ready to be made with meats. I'll just need to open up these sacks, and hopefully I'll have enough to combine them all together. I've kind of just been doing some like late night hunter right now, completely chilled out, not paying any attention, not realizing that I've actually got over 100 rumors complete. So I'm going to check in my 103rd rumor. I really like the rumor system. I feel like I was mentioning before about variety, if you just stick to something for one period of time for too long, it just gets shit no matter what it is. So with rumors just kind of bouncing around, it's kind of good. So we'll check this in, and I'm curious to see how many meats I'm actually going to pull out of each of these sacks. Hopefully it will be approximately equivalent to what I have managed to get in the butterfly section. What is this next rumor? Teku salamanders. To be honest, that might be one of the driest tasks possible. Every time I get myself that one, I don't hate it, but it's the closest that I get to hating a rumor. So even with my block list, it's not perfect, but it could be a lot worse, that's for sure. So moth mixes, we currently have over 1,000. Okay, if I can get 1,000 raw meats out of these 100 things, I'd be very surprised. But we're going to do the old-fashioned put everything actually into the bank intentionally for once, which is good. Grab all of these out and then do a little bit of a fast forward action and see where we end up. And there it is. I'm not too sure if we can do anything without duplicates when it comes to Guild Hunter equipment. I've got like 2 or 3 pieces of each of these now. I don't know if I can like trade them in for something, but man, these rewards are so sick. I completely forgot that you got prayer experience from this. Over 300 bird nests, a lot more prayer experience in the noted formation here, not to mention the herblore. The meat, it's looking a little grim, not gonna lie. My kind of intended purpose was to get as many meat as possible, and I don't know, it would feel wrong to use the Moonlight Antelope. We will use the Sunlights, however, so with that said, I mean, it's not too bad. I completely missed the Pie Fox meat there, so we've got approximately, 600 meat, so 60% of the moths that we managed to catch, we can make into potions. So without further ado, I'm gonna go and do that. Man, does that look good to see. 600 Moonlight Moth mixes ready to go. How much do these even cost? Mate, if you're a main account, use these. These are so cheap for what they do. They're crazy, especially if you are a lower level. But in any case, my gameplay strategy is going to deviate down 2 different roads. This will depend on how much attention I'm able to play to the game. So, direction number 1, as you can probably imagine, I'm going to spend a lot of time thieving the wealthy citizens if I need to AFK. Route number 2, if I have time, I will be killing tormented demons. So I don't actually know which way I'm going to travel the most over the next couple of days, but I guess we'll see what happens. We'll start things off with 81 thieving and a slayer task that is still, to this day, remains untouched. But at the very least, we have 600 plus Moonlight Moths, and we should be able to smash it out whenever we get the time. Naturally, you would probably think this is the clip where I get myself 85 thieving, but my dumbass ended up recording the wrong scene. So there's 86. I don't know if I'm excited about 86, but 85. That allows me to pickpocket the pockets of the elves in Prif, which will allow me to go towards, finally, getting towards the enhanced, which will allow me to pickpocket the enhanced teleport seed. You can imagine how I screwed that one up. Anyway, but aside from that, we've now finished all of our darts and we've now moved on to some headless arrows that we're creating, which will actually enable us to get halfway to 99. That's right, 92 fletching as well. So when I can be bothered, I'll head off to Prif and try my luck at the enhanced teleport seed. Because yeah, I'm getting a little sick of recharging my tele crystals at good old incoherent Eleanard. A little bit Ulinard, I have no idea. But anyway, 2 nice levels to come back to back there. Ignore my inventory, don't need to see that. But I'm also pretty sure that with all of these different valuables that I've been stealing, I might be closing in on a 100 mil cash stack. I'm very curious. If I use this on Oriana, what are you going to do to me? I was super nervous that, like, what would it... 200k? Never mind, it's not even bloody close. I was really worried that, like, if I got caught in the houses, I'd lose my entire stack. I inevitably did get caught and didn't lose them all, so anyway, it was a bit of a sigh of relief was exhaled, I suppose. Aside from that, I'm kind of disappointed I don't have 100,000 bowstrings. I was having a look at this tab and like 97,000 just isn't quite hitting right, and depressingly, I kind of want to get to that 100k stack, but I know if I do it, what's going to happen is that I'm never going to use my bowstrings, and it's just going to kind of decay in the bank, so I'm going to let go of that goal. I'm going to let go of the 100 mil goal now that those valuables didn't get me anywhere near. We're just going to settle for what we've got, and we'll be satisfied, shall we? We always love a good mental compromise, don't we? But something I didn't compromise on is getting myself the enhanced crystal teleport seed. 2 of them to boot, that old double loot thing. It still trips me out that it even exists, but thieving, it's been kind of nice just as an AFK experience, but what also was quite nice was to finish off the good old burning claws there. Such a sick drop to get, and looking forward to using those claws wherever I possibly can. Also coming in strong with an attack level. I realistically cannot get over how much experience these tormented demons give you. I still think I will no longer do them once I've got all the things I want, but whilst I'm here, it is a pretty ridiculous experience. Speaking of ridiculous experience, did myself a Adamant Dragon's task, got myself a Dragon Plate Leg drop, and decided to die immediately afterwards. I was very kind of concerned about the longevity of those items being on the ground, and I don't know, man, I always have a mini panic attack whenever I die in this game. Even though gravestones and whatnot still exist, my brain still hasn't caught up. It feels good to actually play the game for once. Getting myself those dragon legs was scary. I thought they were gone for sure. But with the bone claws that I now have, what I would like to do is something I've been forestalling for, I don't know, a year. I don't know exactly, but what that is Barrows. I haven't actually got a singular Barrows KC on this account, I believe, and if I do, it's like just one, so I get that 20k prayer. So it's been so long that I forget if I've even done one. So first things first, I'm going to get myself the Barrows portal set up in my house, which will allow me to get to Barrows faster, and then from there, we're going to try out our luck and see if we can get a few items. To my surprise, I hadn't even completed a single chest. I would have thought I would have got the prayer experience back in the day, but I guess with all the bone shard mining that I did, I kind of, you know, circumnavigated any free, like, prayer experience that I would have needed, so I guess it makes sense. Getting ourselves the little pot of greed, as well as the bolt racks for the first chest, nothing crazy, nothing to write home about, but we also used the burning claws for the first time, and to my surprise, they didn't actually count for the Carol's task. There is a task where you need to kill him with only special attacks, and for some reason, Burning Claws just did not register as being a viable weapon to do that with, so I ended up speccing out with the DDS and letting the poison do the rest. But now that that was all out of the way, it was time to start getting into some of the chests, and my god did we come out swinging a few strong items from the get-go. I also forgot to record this Torag's plate body drop, but an agility level on top of it. I guess that makes up for it somewhat. I don't know how, but it does. But yeah, left and right, dropping chests. And to top it all off, we got some very awesome items, including the Carol's top, as you can see here. And not too long after that one, not only did we get the Varrock's helm, but we also got the Carol's leather skirt as well. I didn't actually think I'd make a clip for 100 chests or anything, but this shit is actually quite fun. I just want to like check in just to say that this is actually sick. I have like no issues with the fact that I've stalled this for ages. Each chest takes me about 3 minutes to get. I'm not worrying about killing rats and all that dumb stuff to get extra runes. I don't care. I just want items, and I've gotten quite a few. If I go to my collection log, I don't know where that is stored. Hopefully it's somewhere accessible. Barrows chests, 102 complete, and this is how we are looking. We have 2 items across a couple of different sets. Looking to complete one entire one for the Mauritania Elite, I believe it is. Also looking out for the Carol's crossbow, full Darrochs, and a Aram's top and bottom. But we'll see how we go. I'll keep the chest flowing, and when I get some more free time, I'll be able to play the game in the future. But for the next few clips, I imagine you might see some thieving, but who knows, dude. These levels are taking so long at this point, so I actually don't know what the next clip is going to look like. I just finished recording that clip about how I need a crossbow. Okay, we take those. And we might even have the full Carol set before too long. All we need is the coif, and that seems to be the cursed item that people are either, well, in my case, blessed with. We'll see what happens though. 103 Barrows, I cannot get enough of this RNG. I don't know how many times in this series I'm going to just stop and recognize and be grateful for the RNG experience that I've had, but Barrows so far has been quite nice to me. In between a few thieving breaks here and there, it's been nice to get myself a bunch of new items. I've also gotten a few duplicates starting to pile up. I guess it's kind of inevitable once you start to populate the collection log, but an interesting chest came out here. It was the first double I've ever received. That is disgusting. Very disgusting indeed. That was my my live reaction, and I agree with past me. A pretty gross one. Unfortunately, we got ourselves another duplicate Varax top, but the plate skirt was something that I actually needed. So, as well as getting those, we got ourselves our 100ml cash stack, a gold that I'd previously given up on, and also getting ourselves a Aram's top and a duplicate Carol's leather skirt. The items, they're just dropping left and right, and the thieving levels, I mean, as you can see here, also dropping quite quickly. There is no way I'm still here at 94 thieving. This is ridiculous. Okay. I should probably leave this space. I thought to myself, if for some god-forsaken reason that I was still here at 94, I would force myself to leave. This is the level that with some diary requirements, I believe I can pickpocket master farmers and no longer fail. So I cannot allow myself to continue being here. We're back over, well and truly, the 100ml cash stack, which is sweet. My kingdom's all spruced up. And yeah, I highly recommend you try out the Varlamore pickpocketing, especially if you're like working from home or if you're studying, quote unquote, you know, a little bit of study action. But yeah, from here on out, I think my AFK method will probably change to maybe fishing or something, but judging by the amount of thieving clips you probably just saw, you can probably guess how little time I actually have to play this game actively at the moment. Considering this is like 60k XP an hour, it's nothing crazy. For those curious, I've got a bit over 8,000 keys here. I used a few of them, but I don't know, it's a bit more attention for about 85k XP an hour. And if you know anything about thieving, you know that's not exactly competitive. So it was kind of like if I wanted to get 85% of the AFK experience for a little bit more XP. So I didn't end up using a lot of them. I'll probably just have these rot in the bank. To be honest, I don't see myself using these anytime soon. Now that we've acquired a lifetime supply of keys, to be fair, probably having 10 of those counts as a lifetime supply to some, we can now move on to bigger and better things. Beneath Cursed Sand quest, I thought I had actually done a long time ago. Apparently I hadn't. Smashed that one out, got myself my water circlet. It was time to try out a TOA. But yeah, this was my gear setup. It was not great. I've never done that raid in my life. I got a piece of shit at the end of it. Don't want to talk about it a whole lot. Moved on to do some Vorkath. I needed to get myself a Wrath Talisman once again, because my dumbass made myself a tiara. It made runecrafting these things a pain in the ass. I'd have to like switch hats over and over again, so having the talisman has been nice. Needed to restock some of these Wrath runes so I could go back to Barrows, but funnily enough, when I decided to get Wrath runes to do more surges, I think I found out that the Trident does more DPS, so I just didn't use those Wrath runes, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. I can use those for the offering spells, I believe they're called. I always forget the terminology in this game, but there is 500 Barrows chest complete, looking pretty snazzy. A fishing level as well, and the best thing that I've got so far is my full set of Varax, which will allow me to complete the Mauritania Elite. Unfortunately, the piece of Arams I just acquired was a duplicate top. Still trying to chase down those bottoms, but another magic equipment improvement that I was aiming to get was the Mage Arena Cape 2. What you saw there was me running back. I'd run out of runes, and all I required was one more cast to be complete with the amount that I needed. So now that we've got our Mage Arena 1 and 2 capes, we're looking like an absolute stud unit. And I don't know, pretty happy with the progress overall. Got myself full carols as well. The coif came in clutch, and all of this fishing has definitely added up. Hitting 90 fishing before too long. Now, the following clip that you're going to see is going to have some pretty dog shit audio, but I'm pretty happy with the drop it was. So I'm just going to let it run. Min item. I got the You're kidding. I think I'm done. Like, I'm good. I'm good on Barrows. I'm up now. That's sick. Alrighty, now that we have our Arams top and bottoms, I'm pretty satisfied with my Barrows experience. I finished way more sets than I thought I would, and I almost greenlogged the friggin' thing, so only the Darrock's top, bottoms, and Torag's helm to go. I'm not exactly motivated to go back anytime soon, but who knows, full Darrock's could come in handy in the future. But for now, I'm content with my Arams and my Carols. I think that'll do me for quite a while. So now that I've got those Arams in particular, I want to get some more magic upgrades, and now that is going to send me into the snake pit once again. Currently sitting at 1172 KC, and we're going to try and hunt down the magic fang. But that is all the time that I have for this video. Wish me luck in this endeavor, and I shall catch you in the next one.